I got one of the things we do is I got a 529 course where I'm teaching you how to make sure your kid's straight for life. I think that's really important, right? Like as parents, I think it's really important to teach your kids all the things you didn't know rather than give your kids all the stuff you didn't have. I think everybody be so caught up like, oh, I'm gonna give my kids some Gucci because I ain't had Gucci. Oh, I'm gonna do this, do that. I ain't nothing wrong with that, but also teach them the stuff you didn't know, which is gonna help them be better, help them really build generational wealth. So, I got the blueprint with my 529 course in terms of just helping you understand how to set it up as well as what type of funds and how to even look at a fact sheet and say if this fund is or isn't for you in terms of investments.
I like that. Teach your kids what you didn't know as opposed to giving them what you didn't have.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Hey,
That's a bar.
I'm a rapper, so I got bars.
Another bar.
Look, man, when you think about where we are right now as a people, once again, we got a ton of information, but it depends on where you're spending your time, right? Everybody on social media. Are you trying to see the latest celebrity gossip or are you trying to better yourself from a skill set standpoint? And for me, I look at financial literacy as a language. So the earlier you learn how to speak it, the more likely you'll become fluent in it. And so if I'm talking to my daughter at 2 about how to invest, about retirement accounts, about crypto, about how to improve your credit score, me adding her as a authorized user, right? These things are gonna just resonate with her the same way if I had a nanny and she's speaking Spanish to my daughter. She's growing up hearing Spanish and English. She's gonna be fluent when she's 5 at 4, right? And so looking at financial literacy as a language is like, okay, let me talk to my daughter. It ain't no goo goo gaga talk. We talking real stuff. Yo, the Fed is doing this today. CPI, you think it's gonna go up or down? Up, right? She don't know, but she know. Yeah. Right. And so like it's gonna become second nature. And those are things that I'm trying to do is like because most people kind of shy away from the things, they don't know, right? You're a little self-conscious, like, nah, let's just talk about girls in sports. That's what I know, right? But like if you ask somebody right now, if you ask a relative, bro, what's your credit score? Gee, what you asking me that for? But if you ask a homie, what's your body count? Oh shit, bro, I went crazy, shorty.
Allegedly.
But like that's the thing. So having them type of conversations is like the conversations you need to have. And so driving with my daughter, I love it because it's showing the world, one, the stuff I'm doing, the type of accounts that I'm opening for her, right? So people are able to like really get into it, right? My daughter cute, she's talking now, right? But it's like I want to talk to my kids that way, right? And I'm sure y'all do the exact same stuff because our counterparts, they had different conversations at the dinner table, right? Like they're literally talking about assets, right? It's, so grandma wants you, or granddad wants you to come intern this summer, shorty 12, right? Like it's different type of conversations that kids have. And if we had them same high level conversations, right? Shout out on that too. You know what I mean? If we had them same type of conversations, like that's going to really impact our community for decades to come because y'all saw the stats, right? 2053, they saying median net worth going to be zero.
Yeah.
Right. They say, I was looking at this McKinsey study, right? They say the difference between black and whites, there's a $330 billion gap on an annual basis that white people are making more than us. And 60% of that's coming from inheritance. So if we just if we put out a video once a month, talk about, black people, we should get insurance, life insurance. That right there is going to change our life for years to come. And I got an even crazier aspect, right? I live in Chicago, right? At one point, the murder capital. Might still be, actually, I don't know. But the quickest way to actually get rid of inner city murders and violence? Go out and get everybody insured. If every person in the hood, on my shorty, if every person in the hood had life insurance, it would no longer be what's the mayor doing? Because now Wall Street is impacted, right? Money run this world, let's be honest, right? Like we see how people could get canceled real quick, right? It's like money runs the world. And so the moment people start messing with money, it's like, wait a minute, because, allegedly, I like how allegedly a lot of guns was dropped into our hoods. A lot of drugs was dropped into our hoods, allegedly, or we could call it a spade. That ain't allegedly. All right, cool. All right, so I'll just, but if you ask yourself now, what's the way to rectify that? Because if shorties and them ain't gonna put the guns down, they can't get, you had, Trump saying, we gonna send the what are you saying? We're gonna send the National Guard to Chicago to patrol. Listen, man. The way you get that done is when Wall Street say, wait a minute, we got to stop this. Because if every time you look up and you see 10 people were shot in Chicago, not nationally, we talking Chicago alone. If 10 people died in Chicago, that's $10 million of new wealth. If everybody had $1 million life insurance policy, which only costs an eighth a weed to get $35, $40, If everybody had $1 million life insurance policy and they die and their parents just inherited $500,000 to a $1 million life insurance policy, and this is happening every week. So now black households are getting more and more wealth, unfortunately, due to the demise. But what I'm saying is that if everybody had life insurance policies, the way we would solve violence in the hood, G, is insurance companies is gonna say, wait a minute, Northwestern Mutual gonna say, no, I done paid out too many people. The average life, right? When the actuaries, right, the people that's behind, the life insurance stuff, if they saying, yo, the average death rate is between 67 and 80 or something, whatever, and people dying at 22 in the hood, they just messed up our whole life insurance, chart, our actuarial charts. They gonna find a way to lower violence, G. And so I just think, like, when we having them conversations with our people, it's like, bro, we got to invest. We got to get life insurance. But like, I look at life insurance as a defense mechanism to keep the government from trying to keep violence in our hood. Because once the money is messed with, bro, on everything, they're going to have to find a way to slow it down, because it's no longer just a conversation of a person campaigning. It's real. When it's a monetary, when people boycott a company and they like, oh, they lost this amount of money, they're going to try to come out. They're going to come out and say, yo, we want to change this or that. If every life insurance company, which Wall Street is all behind because they're invested in those companies, is messing up all the other business models. There's to be a trickle-down effect. It's messing up annuity payouts. It's messing up people pension funds. It's messing up everything. And if the money's involved, and that's what will genuinely end violence.
Well, that was very educational. Any last words that you want to leave the people with? How can they follow you on social media and all of this stuff?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's a long time coming, bro. I am truly, honored to be on y'all platform. I think what y'all doing is phenomenal. My name is Ross Mack, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Mackonomics. I live by one creed right now: Black Wealth Matters. I find that to be very important, that we continue to each one teach one. You can find more on Mackonomics.com. Follow me on all platforms. I'm Ross Mack. That's IMROSSMAC. And you can shoot me a text, man. I got the 773-232-2577. And I just, leave it with you, is continue to change your relationship with money, because it's a tool if used right? It's not a means to an end, it's a tool. Yeah. Oh, I got one of the things we do is I got a 529 course where I'm teaching you how to make sure your kid's straight for life. I think that's really important, right? Like, as parents, I think it's really important to teach your kids all the things you didn't know rather than give your kids all the stuff you didn't have. I think everybody be so caught up like, oh, I'm gonna give my kids some Gucci because I ain't had Gucci. Oh, I'm gonna do this, do that. I ain't nothing wrong with that, but also teach them the stuff you didn't know, which is gonna help them be better, help them really build generational wealth. So, I got the blueprint with my 529 course in terms of just helping you understand how to set it up, as well as what type of funds and how to even look at a fact sheet and say if this fund is or isn't for you in terms of investments.
I like that. Teach your kids what you didn't know, as opposed to giving them what you didn't have.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Hey,
That's a bar.
I'm a rapper, so I got bars.
Another bar.